first off, just a very rewarding regular season for me and our staff and players. Extremely proud of the way our guys competed this year, especially in the league. Just played some really good basketball with some challenging situations, and thought that continued throughout the season. So I was really proud of the way our guys competed. Approached things in practice. I've said that a lot this year. They've just been extremely coachable and a group that's really, we've asked them to make some changes. They've done it, and guys have responded. Glad to see some guys rewarded. Certainly Marquise was second-team All-League, significant accomplishment, especially in the league with this many good players. Really proud of Gabe and his development into an honorable mention All-League guy. He averaged 14 points a game in this league and obviously led us in scoring in several games, had some big shots, big games. Certainly upped his play with Dante's injury. I thought he was a guy that really took over in a lot of ways, not just making shots, but I thought leadership-wise he's been very good throughout. So I'm happy for him and all that he was able to accomplish from his freshman year to his senior year. Eli, all defensive team is speaks to one of the reasons why our defense was better. His ability to protect our basket with block shots, but his improvement in just post defense, his improvement in ball screen coverages, much more consistent. I thought he had a great defensive game against Syracuse. It's good to see him rewarded. Our team was one of the better defensive teams in the league this year, and he was a big part of that. So, just proud of those guys for their accomplishments, and really proud of this team for the way they were able to play throughout the course of the season, especially with Dante's injury. So, questions?
You mentioned last week that maybe some guys were tired. Did this break help you think going into the postseason and having this double bye?
We'll see. We're still practicing. We practiced pretty hard yesterday, and we're going to go reasonably hard today. There's things we need to get better at if we want to, win at a high level. Obviously, the quality of competition that we're getting ready to play in these next two tournaments is going to be high. And, we've got some things that we've got to improve. And so we're working hard on that, as well as trying to prepare, for whoever we're going to play, whether it's Boston College or NC State. So, we'll taper back a little bit, today and a little bit tomorrow, and then try to get ready to play really well here coming up.
How different is your comfort level knowing you don't have to go into this tournament to win in a game or two games?
Yeah. I think it's been, we talked about it really the last week and a half of the season that, we've kind of known for a while that we've an NCAA tournament team, and we've earned that. Our play in a non-conference was really, really good. We didn't have many bad outings. We had one or two games here at home against non-conference teams where we didn't play as well, and we didn't play very well in the championship game against Hofstra, but we had a lot of performances that were high level. The Florida and Ohio State wins, especially. And because of that, it set us up to, if we had some success in our league, that we could be in this position, and we did right away. And, got off to a great start, 6-3 in the first 9. And so we put ourselves in that position, and it's been nice to play the last week and a half without that kind of stress that 25 teams are probably under right now. So our guys have earned it, and we scheduled appropriately and took care of business. So now it's just about, again, trying to continue to improve to get better. I think our team needs to get better if we're going to have, any kind of significant success in these next two tournaments. And so we're really pushing to do that, and, anxious to see how it works out.
Coach, you're obviously familiar with both NC State and Boston College. You were 2-1 against them in the regular season. Either of those teams you feel like you might match up better against?
No. It's, we haven't played either one of those teams in so long. It's a little bit of a, it's been a little different. It'll be different that way. Obviously, if Georgia Tech had been the team we played, we kind of just had played them, so you're much more familiar. We didn't play State with Markel Johnson, so that's a significant addition for them, and obviously, it's a significant deletion for us because we had Dante Grantham for both games. I think Jim Christian's done a great job at Boston College. I think their perimeter players are dynamite. I thought Jerome Robinson was the best player in our league in terms of productivity this year for 18 games. He and Kai Bowman and Chapman, I think, are outstanding. And, a lot of times tournament basketball is shooting. It's if you get hot, you're hard to beat. So NC State's has played great. I think the last month of the season, Kevin's done a really good job with his team, and they're playing with a lot of confidence. So I think both teams are, certainly very talented, very capable, and we had very hard games with all three of the games were down to two of the three were down to last possession, so it's going to be a difficult game.
Brad, you were talking about you guys need to get better and improve. You want to, I guess, play at a high level in tournament basketball. What's at the top of your mind?
There's just a lot of little things fundamentally that we got to continue to do better. We got to continue to rebound every day, and you're always talking about taking care of the ball. We got to be a little sharp in what we do. Execution-wise, it's nothing drastic. There's nothing you're going to drastically change in the last week. We don't have magic practices, but we do have to, try to shore some things up and just, make sure that our guys understand these are some things we definitely need to continue to work on and get better. And that's just something we've really worked on these last couple of days. Are going to work on.
You got AJ in there for 5 minutes the other day at Syracuse. Do you like what you've been seeing from him in practice?
Yeah, I think he's just done better in practice. I kind of wanted to reward him because he's been practicing. His attitude's been phenomenal for the last 6 weeks. He's practiced better. I think he showed some good things, even though he missed a shot and he got fouled. But I tell you what, man, to go in front of 28,000 people when you haven't been in a game in forever and make 3 free throws is pretty good. So I was really pleased that, he was able to do that. He was calling for the ball a couple other times. We just couldn't get it to him inside on kickouts out of the zone. That's one of the things that Syracuse does better than anybody else that you play. They just recover so well. So I thought he looked like a guy who wanted to be out there and wasn't afraid. So that was good to see. And, he still has some things he has to improve. But, I was happy for him and glad that, that he could play well.
It'll be like 48 hours before you guys tip off on Thursday. There are still going to be 3 opponents you're going to have on your mind. Pretty sure this is probably something new in your career, and even though you've seen everyone at least once, how difficult is it to kind of?
Yeah, it's a little unique and it's a little challenging. I said this on the radio show. I do think there's some merit to we felt it last year when you go. When you win a game in the tournament, it gives you confidence. You've been in that building. You got some good feeling. Your players have good feeling of making shots in a building. I think we felt that way last year after we beat NC State and we're playing Duke. We felt like, we feel good about who we are and let's go play. And that's the hardest part about, having the double bye is the other team. Somebody's going to have won a game or two and kind of have some positive juice. Obviously, nobody wants to. You don't want to not have the double bye. I'm not saying that, obviously, but there is some positive things that players can take from playing well in a tournament setting, and kind of then that going to the next game. And then just in terms of preparation, it's you can try to figure out who you're going to practice for, and obviously we're doing a little bit of things for both teams right now for today. The only good thing was that we just saw BC win, but yesterday we really just worked on our team. We're still working mostly on our team, and then a little bit of State and a little bit of BC if we think there's something there that's different. So it's not like you can have a normal 2-day prep where you're all in on everything this team does, and you just got to kind of react.
With Marquise, we see sort of a reserved, quiet
Yeah.
side. And what's he like behind the scenes?
He's very similar. He doesn't talk a lot. He's not a guy who's showy at all. I mean, he just kind of comes in and does his thing. He and Dante can get to goofing around and laughing a little bit and about silly stuff. I mean, he's really just he's not like the guy that he's kind of like that as a player because he'll be quiet for 20 minutes and then all of a sudden something will happen and he snaps and turns into this assassin and makes big shots. But he's kind of like that every day. I mean, he really is. He's not a – he just kind of comes in, does his deal, and quietly goes about his business. And it takes a lot to get him upset. So if he gets upset, something's happened. Either somebody's done something that he doesn't appreciate, or, he got fouled or whatever it was. You can guarantee it. Or he's mad at himself. But he's not a guy that complains a lot or even talks that much. He's just kind of a quiet guy.
Coach, you were second in the ACC Coach of the Year voting. The guy that won it as his team #1 in the country. One of the 10 semifinalists for the Naismith Coach of the Year. What does that recognition mean to you after all the pressure that you've been under the last couple of years?
Yeah, I don't really worry about it. Coaches get awards because their players play. And my players made big plays this year throughout the season. And, our staff, did a really good job, I think, of handling some adversity. And my assistants have done a great job with our team and keeping guys focused and, helping me make sure we're prepared every week for what we're trying to do. But coaches win awards because players make plays. And, they're the guys that stop people or make big buckets. And that's really what it's about. So, it's nice to be recognized of those things, but, it's really a player's game.
Marquise and Gabe have kind of quietly been good rebounders
Mm-hmm.
this year. How important has that been?
Very significant. It's something we've emphasized a lot. I think Shelton's improved defensively.